Hello citizens of YouTube, this is Drake2000. We're going to be stepping back into Stardrive. Now there's been a bit of an update which unfortunately has caused my saved game not to work again. Good news to that though is that I'm going to start over again and we'll check it out from kind of like a different aspect. The first thing I'm going to do is get some technology going, and then we'll get this rocking and rolling here. Now, a couple other things in gaming news. If you haven't heard, the Xbox One was first rather anti-consumerism with its DRM policies, and then it decided to go ahead and reverse those just the other day. What do you guys think about that? My personal opinion on it is they shouldn't have done it in the first place. It's kind of one of those situations where they never should have even thought that that was remotely okay. But yeah, let me know what you think, and kind of, you know, what you think of the next generation of consoles. Personally, I'm a PC gamer. First and foremost, but I like what the PlayStation 4 seems to have on the table right now, and will most likely be getting that for myself. So if you're unfamiliar with Stardrive, you can check out some of the other videos I have on here on YouTube to see kind of like what it's all about. But essentially it's a 4X strategy game that is done in real time. It's a ton of fun and comes with a high recommendation of mine. In fact, I'm gonna be probably starting some sort of like game review process. I'm gonna do like a 5-point system. Basically have a great, good, meh, bad, and terrible style of review. I'm going to start reviewing a lot of these indie games like Stardrive at first, because there's a lot of other more popular channels out there that are already doing all the big blockbuster games. So I'm going to go ahead and see about speeding this up a little bit. And hopefully we can start getting into the game. Now, this particular galaxy I've made as a small galaxy so that, maybe we can get some more action going, like faster kind of thing. I gotta remember how to do some things though. Okay, so we set up with some of our whatchamacallits. Oh, we have an anomaly over here. Oh, and that's actually a good planet to colonize too. And the Corzine. Alright, so now we're exploring the galaxy pretty good here. Let's do some diplomacy, train a new one of those guys, get the agent training going. Now that we're in a smaller galaxy, it should make it a little bit more challenging. We'll meet more people a lot quicker, we'll have more interaction with them, and hopefully, unlike in the last game, we won't get trapped quite so early on in the game. Okay, if you disagree and don't pay these guys, they come and kick your ass. So it's a good thing to go ahead and pay them, even though I really don't want to. It is pretty much essential at this point in the game. Alright. Now we need to try to get some of these anomalies and hopefully getting some good artifacts before everybody and their mother decides to come do that. Make a couple craptastic scout ships. And, well, it was worth a shot, right? So yeah, you know, like I said, you know, I'm not a huge console gamer, but the PS4 does have me a little bit excited. I think, though, they kind of killed the Xbox with their E3 conference. That was really sad, and of course it forced the hand of Xbox to reverse its policies. However, it's still going to release the console with those craptastic restrictions. You have to download a patch on day one now, which means that it is still built into the system, and all they have to do is repatch it in once they realize that people are starting to buy their system again. So did they really reverse their policies, or did they just set it up so that people would actually start pre-ordering their fail box? Antlion. And my guy died. That sucks. Alright, we unlocked aeroponics, which I want to get biospheres as well, but I want to get some missiles. Let's get missiles before biospheres, though. And corvettes. Oh, they changed the names of those. That's cool. They used to be heavy fighters. I'm glad they changed it to corvette, though. Armor theory and shipyards. Alright, that should be good for now. Can't do anything. Okay, so that's like a interaction with this like sentient race that is not quite in the space race yet. Okay, so we just met the Korathi. Diplomacy. We're scientific strength number 2. I don't quite want to steal from those guys just yet. So we'll just do that. Now, speaking of consoles though, I just recently finished an amazing game called The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3. And it was quite literally the best game I've oh hey cool, the polyps made it. Anyway, it's quite literally the best game I've played all year long. But I read an article that claimed that the game was sexist, and that it's difficult to survive if you're a female in the game world. And I couldn't help but actually like laugh at this this article, because the person that wrote it was obviously you know, just trying to get people to read their article. There, for example, by the time I finished the game, I did a count of, like, you know, how many. Their chief argument was that the game was sexist because there's some strong female characters that die in the game, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but there are some, and please don't spoil it for anybody in the comments below either, but there's some strong female characters that die during the game, right? And that happens. But their argument was that because these strong characters died, that the game was sexist. And by the time I had finished the game, I counted a total of 3 dead female characters and about 458 dead male characters. So if your argument is if your argument is that the game is sexist because it kills off some female characters, then shouldn't the opposite be true if more male characters are dead? I don't know. Bringing up some controversial topics in this particular video, because I wanted to talk about them, and you are watching this video, so ha 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 ha. But if you guys know of like a cool indie game that you want me to do a review of, also put that comment in the section below. I'll check it out if I already own the game, or you know, if the game is not too expensive, I'll pick it up on Steam or something like that, and give a little review of it. I'm also going to be putting together a video that explains my definitions of the 5-star rating, essentially, because to me, I'll go ahead and give you a little preview of it, but to me a great game is a game that keeps my attention long enough for me to beat it. Stardrive, for example, when I first played this game, it kept my attention to the point where I beat this grand campaign a couple times. Now, that a research bonus 3%. That's awesome. Thanks for that comment, by the way. Somebody showed me that little trick earlier, that you can do that. Anyway, so to me a great game is one that keeps my ADD attention long enough for me to finish it. If a game is exciting enough for me to play it from beginning to end, it's a great game. And so that rates a 5 out of 5 rating for me. If a game is good and I get my money's worth out of it, you know, like I feel like the investment to the game was good, and I feel that the entertainment value was good, it just didn't hold my attention long enough for me to actually beat it, then it's a 4 out of 5 game for me, and it gets the rating of good. Now to me, I kind of equate the entertainment value of a video game to the entertainment value of movies. So if, for example, a movie is roughly $10 to $15 for an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of entertainment, right? So what I do is I break down my video game into, okay, the average video game is about $60 right now, and you know, do I get enough hours out of entertainment for every $10 that I spend? You know, so do I get that much entertainment? Now, I'm not saying that a $60 game should only give me like what, 6 hours of entertainment, but if it gives me 6 solid hours of good entertainment, then I'll be relatively satisfied. I'll still think it's a short game and it won't rate very high on my chart, but it could very well have entertained me well enough. Now I expect more along the lines of double that amount, right? So like if a movie costs me $10 for 2 hours, then I should get 4 hours worth of entertainment of a video game for every $10 that I spend, kind of thing. Pretty simple. Anyway, then next I have the 3-star rating, which is kind of a meh. It was good, but not great. It was kind of average and didn't impress me. I didn't beat it. It didn't wow me. It didn't make me want to play more of it. You know, that kind of thing. And then a 2 is, this is just a bad game. It had bugs in it. It was not extremely entertaining, but it was okay. You know, it wasn't the end of the world, but it definitely needed some help. And then a 1, or a terrible rating, is something that nobody should torture themselves with, and that I was unfortunate enough to get a hold of it either through a Steam gift from one of my subscribers, or from a friend, or somebody who just wanted to see me torture myself in a video game, and would you know, not come with any sort of recommendation whatsoever. And I've thankfully not had the displeasure of playing a game like that recently, because I've been pretty selective of the games that I want to play. The polyps are becoming our friends. They want a trade treaty. We need to clear out that planet right there. So, oh, dang it, we're at -1 money. But yeah, so the first game that I kind of plan on doing like an actual video review of is that game Faster Than Light, or FTL. To me, that game was awesome, but you know, just check out the review once I get it put together. I'm still trying to figure out like the format of how I want to do it and stuff of that nature. Because I'm not really all that skilled at Premiere or After Effects, so I'm not really that good at that stuff yet, but I'm trying to get better at it. Anyway, so I'm gonna review Faster Than Light first. Then I'll probably do either Prison Architect or Stardrive itself. I don't really like reviewing games that aren't finished though, because I don't think it's really fair. So they wanted a trade treaty, and I agree. So yeah, you know, like I don't really care to play games that I don't enjoy. It's a kind of a crazy concept, I know, but it is the way it is. So again, you know, 4X games do take a while. They do. They're not all that exciting in the beginning. They don't make for great YouTube videos in the beginning. But oh, that guy just like got aced as soon as he landed. Oh, that guy died too, like instantly. That was terrible. I feel like I'm playing StarCraft or something. But hopefully our save game file of this one, you know, doesn't get corrupted this time. And we can get to the fancier stuff in the later game. Opteris and Courtesine are now at war. That doesn't directly affect us, which is good. But it's nearby, so that's not so good. So, now that E3 is complete, what games are you guys most excited about? Personally, I'm super excited for a game that they advertised called The Division. The only thing that I'm a little upset about is that they haven't announced a PC version of this game, but and that's not necessarily a terrible thing. Yeah, I don't really want to play a shooter on console. But that being said, this game looks so awesome that I would really turn the other cheek and go ahead and play a shooter on console. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube. Type in The Division in the search bar. Watch that gameplay trailer and be amazed. It looks awesome, right? But the upsetting thing about it is that they didn't announce a PC version and that it's for these next-gen consoles only at this particular time. Now, they haven't ruled out a possibility of a PC release, but the developers have actually asked for PC gamers to go sign petitions to get it put over onto the console or onto PC. And right now there's a petition. If you go to pcgamer.com, you'll see the petition there under the Division's article, and it's got almost 100,000 signatures so far. And it's kind of like, you know, this is an MMO. You are putting like the core MMO players out of your game by moving it to console only, and that's just, you know, that's my opinion, but I mean, that's where MMOs got their start, right? That's where MMOs are. They're all here on the PC, the greatest master race of platforms ever. And let's see here. Anyway, you know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I get, you know, putting like, you know, maybe putting it on console and PC, right? Because you're gonna get the PC gamers on your MMO, and that's just a fact. Now, the curious question I have for you is, what do you guys think of a subscription-based MMO versus a free-to-play MMO? Because the most recent generations of MMOs have been going free-to-play. You have Rift that just recently went free-to-play, which I actually plan on checking out soon, so if anybody has any recommendations as far as like I like tanking, I like healing, that kind of stuff. So if you have any recommendations on like a class I should play with that, or class combo or something like that, leave that in the section below. I want to know, because I want to have a good experience with the game. Also, if you know, like, you know of a good server. I'm not a PvP player, so I don't want to be on a PvP server. But if you know of like a good PvE, or even like a good RP server, even though I don't really roleplay, those servers just tend to have less XX Assassin Killer Y15X named players, and I just really find those type of names in MMOs extremely annoying. But anyway, yeah, if you have any recommendations around Rift, let me know, and we'll check it out. Now, I've been playing the new game Neverwinter, and have been, as you can see on some of my other YouTube videos, I've played it some with Samaro, I've played it with, played it by myself. I've made my own quests in that game through their Foundry system, which is freaking amazing. I'm just a little burned out on it right now, because I kind of went a little too gun-ho into it for for a while, which I tend to do. For example, in EVE Online, I put in 300 hours within, just a couple months, and kind of went overkill on it. And I tend to do that. So, knowing that, let's see here, what else? The MMO that I'm most excited for on the list of upcoming MMOs, aside from The Division, is one that has very little information about it out there right now, and that's The World of Darkness by CCP Games. They also made the game EVE Online. This one looked, from the sound of like the aspects that they want to add into the game, and the core mechanics, and the way that they're building the world and everything like that, it's just awesome, and I can't wait to hear more from them. So that's one I'm super excited about, and I don't know if you guys have seen anything about it, but it looks pretty awesome from what I've seen. And they're using the carbon character technology from EVE Online, or vice versa, because they're both helping each other out. Anyway, that's pretty much what we've got going on. Hopefully this particular Let's Play of Stardrive we're able to continue, because I would like to get a little bit further in this game than where we've been for the YouTube channel. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.